thank you again for coming all the way over here to come and spend some time with my family as we all get to know you. And the fact that you're even willing and able to cook is just the most amazing thing for everyone here. We are all so looking forward to what you'll have ready for us by the time lunch starts.
And thank you as well, Verna. It was so kind of you to invite me out here to finally come see the parents of the young woman my son is so very in love with. I have also been having a very fun time with you cooking all these dishes, and I hope you all really do look forward to eating what I've made for you all today. Actually, I really am thankful that you let me help cook this time. It's helped me calm my nerves a little bit, considering that this is my first time being over at you guys' house and first time seeing you in person.
Yes, no worries. I had to make sure you could cook since you come from a moneyless family. But it brings me great joy to see that you can, in fact, work with higher quality foods. I mean, I was almost certain that a lot of appliances in here would be too high-tech for you to understand.
Uh-huh.
Did you have a good look around my kitchen? It's outstanding, right? We make sure to have all the most up-to-date cooking appliances in it so that all our meals are prepared the best. And when you had a chance to look inside our refrigerator, you got to see all our perfect meats and produce, right? We only allow foods that come directly from the sources they are gathered from. And yes, that does mean that a lot of our food is imported, but we're willing to pay that extra price for such delicious ingredients. And when it comes to all my storage in the kitchen, well, as you can see, I make sure that it is all well managed so that I never forget where something is. But of course, this is all possible because of my husband having so many restaurants under his company's name, right?
Yeah. Well, I can tell that you really put a lot of time into your kitchen, Verna. And I hope that you weren't too nervous letting me handle some of those appliances of yours.
I could never begin to imagine the kind of kitchen you must have to work in most of the time back at your home. I'm sure that there aren't nearly the amount of appliances we have in there, and most of your food is probably frozen and disgusting, right? Oh, I just can't see myself ever having to cook in a place like that. Do you guys even clean it out at all, or is most of the leftover foods from last year still sitting around in there?
Well, no, not really, but as for myself, I'm pretty busy with other things, so I never really have the time to work in my kitchen anyway. Nobody's really home anymore either, so that's another reason for not really cooking in there.
Oh, are you like those poor people that never stop working hard in laborious jobs? Well, that must be so tiring for you indeed. I guess that means you force yourself and your son to eat out all the time then. Fast food? That must be so hard on you guys' health, right? Unlike y'all, my family never really has to work hard, so I'm not really able to understand what you guys have to go through.
Well, anyway, before everything we've made up today starts to get cold, let's bring it out to the dining table and get to eating. I'm sure that even Fred and Miley's stomachs are beginning to hurt as we speak.
Good point. But listen, I just had a quick glance at the food you ended up cooking for today. Have you made sure to measure the amount of salt you put into this dish properly?
The amount of salt in it?
It seems that you put quite the emphasis on salt in your dish, using things like soy sauce in it as well as table salt. Are you sure that this dish isn't too salty?
Well, of course I didn't use a huge amount in that dish. Please excuse me, but I added just the appropriate amount of salt I thought was needed as I went along making that dish.
Well, if you haven't measured the amount of sodium properly in your dish, then what would happen to you if perhaps my husband or daughter's health went downhill due to your dish? Well, this is all very unfortunate. I suppose I was better off not asking you to help cook with me.
But when I had asked you for a spoon to measure out the amount of soy sauce I was putting in my dish, you told me you didn't want me touching any of your silverware.
Is that right? So now you're going to make up more excuses for this. Well, for for now, I'm going to have to toss all this in the trash. You're fine with that, right?
Wait, what? You're going to throw away the perfectly good food I just cooked?
That's right. I can't let anyone eat this food when we have no idea what all's inside it. And this all has to happen while my family and yours is saying they're so hungry. Now we're going to have to go back and cook everything from scratch.
I was really doing my best to make sure that everything was properly balanced out in that dish, including the salt. And I have confidence that the dish is perfectly safe for eating.
Huh? Don't make me laugh. I know that moneyless people like yourself never bother to think about making your dishes healthy or not. You guys love to consume your salts, and that's why you all end up being so large.
That is not the case in my family.
Go and throw all that food out for me, please. That should be all right with you, right? Perhaps we should just go out to eat instead today. I'm going to bring the car out for everyone, so you follow behind us, okay?
Huh? You're okay with me coming along with you all as well?
Well, you did come today to talk with my family about the marriage of your son and my daughter that's coming up real soon, right? And so far, we haven't really had the time to talk with you and get to know you more. So when we get to the restaurant, we can all sit down and have plenty of time to talk to one another.
Understood.
So how was it, Lola? This restaurant is pretty special, isn't it? But of course, you've never had the kind of French foods this place has served up before, right?
Well, that's right. But I do know about this restaurant.
Is that so? I'm sure you've seen it on TV or maybe read about it online, right? After all, this is the kind of restaurant that attracts even the most affluent of people to it, so it's very well known all over the world. And I'll have you know that the owner of this place is a close friend of mine. It's because of the support and funding that I gave this place that they were able to even open the restaurant in the first place.
Is that so? Well, that is very interesting indeed.
But, of course, I'm sure that someone like you can't even imagine what kind of place this is on the inside. So let's go on in! And make sure to tell your son Fred to not make any scenes and to handle himself maturely, okay?
My son is not 5 years old anymore, so you really don't have to worry about him. Just worry about yourself and we'll all be fine today.
Well, he only had a mother around him to raise him all his life, so I'm a bit worried about whether he was able to get the right education or not from only you. As for Miley, she has a CEO father to lead her and a career woman like me to be her mother figure. My husband and I are just so amazing, and she was lucky to be born into our family. So we never have to worry about her being a proper adult.
Huh? Is that so? You often like to talk about yourselves as being a very amazing family and all of that, don't you? It makes me feel very embarrassed about everything.
You can feel all the embarrassment you want, but that's only natural considering you and your son are both losers in this world and will never amount to the success my family has. And since I've made it all the way to the top with my own strength, I have the right to toot my horn every once in a while about it. Anything I think of, I will say. And I have the right to do that, as I'm a winner in this world.
Well, can we stop with all this horn tooting as we're about to go into the restaurant now, right? As of right now, we've just been sitting in our cars in this parking lot for a few minutes now, and I'd kind of like to go inside.
Well, you have a good point, Lola.
Verna, why am I only being served French fries right now while the rest of you get to have actual course-based meals?
Huh? Well, that's because to a poor person like you, all you need is French fries, right?
Hold on. How much longer are you going to come at me like that? Your jokes are getting a bit stale now, so please just treat me as your equal, okay? We are not in middle school anymore either, so let's just be adults about all of this and enjoy the time we get to spend with our kids today.
Huh? Why are you trying to talk to me like you know better when you can't even afford this year's model of cars? I could laugh so hard right now at this. Are you trying your hardest right now to make yourself look better in front of me? It's because of us wealthy people that the poor like you are able to live at all in this world. So please be more kind to me and my family and maybe say thank you more often.
Is that so? By the way, where are you right now?
Right now, I'm outside having myself a cigarette. Is there something wrong?
You're smoking a cigarette? If I remember correctly, this restaurant doesn't allow smoking on the premise, and that means outside as well.
I'm an investor in this restaurant, so I have the right to smoke wherever I please. My goodness. You are trying so hard to find a way to take me down off my high horse, and it is just so adorable.
That isn't what I'm trying to do at all right now, actually.
What's wrong, Lola? Just a few minutes ago, you've started to act like a tough little girl in front of me. You don't have to worry about your appearance in front of me and my family, as we already know the kind of filth you really are. So let's just enjoy our time together, and please enjoy this fine restaurant, as you'll probably never be able to eat here again. Right?
You really like talking down to me like that?
Today is a very special day for our kids. So let's just enjoy this lovely French food, all right? Well, I suppose the rest of us will, while the poor get to enjoy that huge plate of French fries.
Our family is frickin' over with.
Huh?
You. What the hell did you think you were doing? I had a feeling that something was wrong when Lola only received a plate of French fries, unlike the rest of us who are getting served a full course. But then I realized that you were the one that ordered all those fries for her.
Why are you getting all upset with me? I was just doing all of that as a sort of joke is all.
Why are you trying to joke around with her like that? That's not even a joke to most people like her, but rather you trying to offend her.
I'm sorry, Carl, but really, why are you getting so upset over something as small as that? We are all leagues above someone like her and Fred, so what I've done isn't a problem at all for us.
You think that our family is leagues above hers? What the actual hell are you going on about?
Well, I'm correct, right? Our family happens to have way more money than that single mother and her childish son have. And it's our family's money that helps keep moneyless freaks like them alive in the first place, right?
I'm so over you right now that I can't even let out a single sigh. That way of thinking is already more than a problem for you. But if you really want to talk about who's above the other here, it's her. Her and her family are leagues above us.
Huh? Why's that?
Why's that? Do you really not know who the hell she is? Right now, Lola is the #1 supporter of my company and has been for a very, very long time.
Huh? Are you sure about that? I never heard a thing about that from someone like you or anyone else.
I know for a fact that I've spoken with you before about how Lola has put a lot of money into my company. But I guess you never listened to what I said to you at all back then. And before we even begin to talk more about what she's done for my company, we need to talk about how you've been treating her. It doesn't matter if she's considered below or above us. The way you've been trying to offend her is not okay.
When you say that she's given a lot to your company, what do you mean?
Like myself, Lola works within the food service business as well, and we are both considered top of our classes in this industry. And when she learned about how I was starting all sorts of business in fine dining across the US, she began to invest in my company, making sure that I was able to get as many restaurants going as possible.
Huh?
And not only has she been investing in my company, but she herself owns plenty of restaurants, ranging from places that specialize in pizza to places that do sushi. She has really been doing it all in this industry, and has made sure that my company does just as well as hers with her support. I can't even raise a finger to her because of how much she's given me. And now you've started to pick on her? What the hell is wrong with you?
But nobody ever told me anything about this, so I had no clue she had that kind of power. I guess I may have heard something like that from you, but I never imagined that the person you were talking about was Lola. All right, I'm going to come back in there right now and have the waiter take back her order and get her a course meal as well.
I've already made sure to order her a proper course here, so you don't have to come back in here. Actually, I'm not going to allow you back in here. You go right back home from here, alright?
Well, why should I have to go home? Aren't you being a jackass right now?
Are you freaking kidding me right now? You just tried to hurt one of the most important people to this family. So having you come back and acting as though nothing ever happened will only make things worse for us. I am not going to allow you to offend her any more than you already have. I'm trying to think of the future of my company now, so go away.
Understood. But how am I supposed to get home all by myself? I can't drive a car or anything like that. You know that, right?
Take a bus or taxi or anything to get you out of the vicinity of this restaurant. Are you really that brainless that you can't even fend for yourself out there?
All right then.
Lola, I am so very sorry for what happened today. I never thought that my wife would ever do something as idiotic as try and make fun of you.
No, don't worry about it, Carl. I've been able to calm myself down now after all of that. Really, all she's done to me now is make me have to think a bit more about a few things.
What things has she made you start thinking about?
Well, about my marriage life and about what I do for a living.
Wait, you don't have to think about all of that because of her. I'll take full responsibility for what she's done to you, and take the full repercussion of it. So please, can you make sure not to harm the project we have going on at the moment?
But it seems that Fred no longer wants to go through with the project. After all, this was all his idea, and he's been left in control of what happens and when it happens regarding this project. I've only stood by his side as an investor to him, and so that new pizza restaurant you both are working on falls on his shoulders, depending on what he decides to do now with it.
Is that right? Well, then there's nothing else that can be done about it then. He had to sit there and watch as my wife made terrible comments about the two of you. And I'm sure that someone like him would never want to continue working together with the husband of a woman like that. Understood. I'll stop with all the selfish comments that I've been making regarding my business and yours, and let you be.
I'm sorry, Carl, but thank you.
But on a very personal note, I am so very sorry for everything.
What is this about you wanting to get a divorce soon? I'm not going to allow you to get a divorce from me.
I have had enough of your childish crap, Verna. And the fact that you might be putting my money at risk now? I don't want you around me ever again. Alright? I doubt you even realize just how important of business I had with someone like Lola and her son. And now, it's all going to be lost because of you. But there is still hope of us being able to make something new work. And to keep that from falling through, I need you to leave me. My job is far more important than some selfish wife, and that's why I want this divorce.
What the hell? Are you really going going to sit there telling your own wife that your job is more important to you than her?
It's not the company itself that's more important to me than you are, but those that work for me, and those that work with me that are more important than you.
What?
I am the CEO of a very large company, and I am the one held responsible for all of my employees and customers. And recently, I began a very important project with both Fred and a few other very important customers, and if that project really does fall flat, then I'm going to be the one getting screwed, not you. So I need to do whatever I can to make things right again with Fred, and that means getting rid of you.
So that's your reasoning for wanting to divorce me?
That's exactly right. I'm sure that a long time ago you viewed me as your husband, but all I see from you now is using me as your ATM and your status keeper. So divorcing and cutting ties to you might just help you realize that what you're losing is more than just your money.
So you're gonna throw me away just so I can see that I'm losing my husband? Well, if you do that, I'm going to make you regret throwing a woman like me away.
These past few years, as my company grew and we gained more wealth, I've noticed that your head was getting too big for your body. And after a while, I really started to get tired of hearing you brag about yourself non-stop to everyone we met. I was able to just go on with my life ignoring what you were saying and doing. But today, you crossed the line. What you did to Lola's cooking by throwing it away after saying it wasn't good enough?
Well, come on! It's not my fault that she's so bad at cooking that she could cause you or Miley harm.
She's so bad at cooking? Do you have any clue what you're talking about right now? That woman used to run a restaurant of her own with 2 Michelin stars.
Huh?
But as of now, she no longer runs that restaurant because she's busy operating about 100 others through her company. Lola is a very amazing woman, and her success speaks far louder than whatever lousy cooking you think you could make. To think that you went and threw her food away like that. I was looking forward to trying it all out.
Well, I never knew that. If you would have told me sooner, none of this would ever be happening.
I've had enough. You've done far too much talking today. You really think I want to live with a woman like you after all the horrible things you've done? I want you out of the house by the end of the night. Understood?
Wait, Carl? Hey, Lola, please listen to me. Can you talk with your son and get him to continue with the project he had with my husband?
What's all this about?
Your company and my husband's company have a project going on right now, right? Can you please get that project back on track like it always should have been? Please?
And as of right now, I'm talking with my son about that.
It's because of you talking about it that my husband is going to divorce me soon. So please, I really do feel sorry for what I've done. So get back to having your son work on that project with my husband and let me stay married to my husband.
Are you kidding me, Verna? You're telling me that Carl is divorcing you? I knew that Carl was a man of his company and his employees. He must really want me to see that he does care more about our partnership rather than whatever he had with you.
Stop thinking about it like that. He's telling me he wants me gone so that he can focus on his work full time. That's not okay, right? Don't you feel bad that I'm going to lose my husband because of his selfish behaviors?
I don't feel bad for you at all. I think what he's chosen to do is the right thing and the perfect way of handling the cards he's been dealt. And also, Carl has been a dear friend of mine and a good business partner for a very long time, Verna. To be blunt, he really does care a whole lot about his work, but he cares even more about the people he employs and the customers he has. He is such a powerful man for being that way.
And as his wife, I know all of that better than anyone else.
You do? Well, I guess you know about everything besides who his biggest supporter is and what project he's in the middle of working on, right?
And when it comes to those two things, I happen to just forget about them. Now go call my husband and tell him that you will get your son to continue the project and then have him cancel the divorce.
Are you sure you feel sorry about what you did to me? Because this all seems like anything but you feeling sorry about what you did to me. I have no idea what's made you think you deserve everything in this world at the cost of others.
Well, that's because you don't know the first thing about higher class people like me.
Oh, I do understand people like you, though, Verna. Now, I'm going to call Carl and let him know what both my son and I have been thinking about that project for you.
Really?
Yes, really. And this is all going to be about your divorce from Carl, okay?
Huh?
I'll make sure that he will no longer have to worry about a thing and he can get right back to focusing on his company and his customers. I think Fred will be fine with all of this as well.
Hold on a moment. Why are you trying to bully me now? If I have to leave my husband for good, I'll seriously be all on my own in this world without anyone to help me. Even Miley is telling me that she'll never speak to me again after the divorce.
I am not going to forget about how you sat there in front of my own son making fun of the person I am. I worked so dang hard to raise my son into the man he is today and had to sacrifice a lot to get him here. As a single parent, I had to balance work and parenting to make sure both needs were met. And hearing from you that I failed to raise him properly and have a proper job, I am not going to let you get away with crap like that around me.
You witch! You think you're all that now that my husband is against me? I'll have you know, Lola, that I have plenty of other connections. I told you about how I'm the one that has invested into that French restaurant we went to earlier, right? Even if you try to make me suffer for you being such an emotional witch, I'm going to keep on living as the winner. How does that make you feel, knowing I'll never lose? I bet it stings, right?
Right. I almost forgot to say this. You have been banned from ever entering that restaurant again, so go ahead and toot that horn of yours some more.
Huh? I've been banned from there. Huh? What do you think you're talking about? Tell me, what is their reason for having me banned from going into their restaurant?
Well, you proceeded to smoke on the premise of that restaurant and it caused a bother for a lot of the customers coming in and out of there. And this isn't your first time doing that there either, so this was the final straw.
Who do they think they are banning an investor like me from going inside their restaurant? You could pretty much call me the owner of that place and I say that I'm allowed to do what I want there.
Well, if you'd like to know who the real owner of that place is, it's me.
Huh?
Recently, I had been hearing about how there was someone saying they were a huge investor for my restaurant and that they'd use that to get whatever they wanted from there. And lo and behold, that person turned out to be you of all people. I was shocked when you told me that to my face.
You have to be lying. Because I am...
I didn't ever remember getting any kind of money from you that you wanted invested into my restaurant. That's right. You happen to have a couple of other friends that run high-end restaurants around the city, right? Well, I'd like you to go ahead and tell me what restaurants those are.
No.
Tell me, please. And don't think that I'm going to let you off the hook until you tell me about the other restaurants you're in good relations with, okay? I don't mind how you phrase it as long as you tell me.
Well, there's that one restaurant by the City Hall southern exit.
Right. That's the place that specializes in shrimp, correct? Well, that place also happens to be run by me and my company. What other places do you know?
And I've had enough. Sure, I've been saying that I have connections with a lot of restaurants around here, but what's so bad about that?
I never said that there was anything wrong with that. I happen to brag about my cooking and my whole company a lot, actually, and about how those have made me into the woman I am today. But the only difference is that I don't lie about the strengths I have and then use them to talk down to others.
Hey, I just got a text from Miley saying she's cutting ties to me. I'm seriously going to be all on my own now. Please, can you do something on your end to save me?
Ain't that so? You don't have yourself a job, and you'll soon be without a home as well. Soon your life is going to become pretty difficult, Verna. Well, if you're ever feeling a bit hungry, give me a call, please. I'll make sure to have a fresh plate of hot French fries ready for you to eat. After that, Carl went and took Verna and tossed her out of his house for good. And as for her daughter Miley, she did end up cutting ties with her mom and blocked her just to make sure she could never be contacted again. Since she no longer had a house or family to rely on, Verna went around the city looking for any connections of hers that might be able to help her. But since everyone already knew about how much of a snob she was when bragging about everything in her life, not a soul offered her a hand in helping her out. And as of right now, Verna has gone back to her hometown and is working a pretty dirty job as a pig farmer with one of her long-forgotten uncles. And as for ever contacting me again, I'm not sure if it was due to her pride or just that she was too scared to, but she never contacted me again after I offered to get her French fries whenever she needed them. Fred and Miley were able to have a happy wedding and are now both living together in a penthouse downtown where they plan to start their own family. And as for that project that my Fred was leading on my company's end with Carl, they have gotten back on track and everything is going well there. But unlike the Carl I had been seeing for the past few years, he seemed a whole lot more excited about his job and life again after getting rid of that selfish witch.
I'm going to be getting married here soon. I'm sure that you're jealous after hearing that.
What? I'm sorry, but who is this?
Oh, please. It's me, Tracy. Now enough with those bland lies right now. Even if you have troubles remembering things all the time, there's no way you'd forget about someone like me. How could you possibly forget about your best friend after being together for so long?
My best friend?
I am Tracy. This is literally no reason you should have forgotten about me, right? You and I have been best friends ever since high school.
Tracy, huh? Did you end up changing your number or something? Because I don't have anyone in my contacts with your current number. It's been so long since the last time we talked with one another, so I couldn't really tell that it was you. So, what do you want from me?
Well, I told you why I'm talking with you right now at the start, right? I'm getting married. Were you not looking at anything I sent you before?
Ah, is that so? Congrats. But you really don't have to go out of your way to tell me something like that.
Why not? You're one of my best friends, and I'd be stupid to not tell you about how I'm going to get married soon. And to me, you're my number one best friend out of everyone, so I just had to tell you.
I'm your number one best friend? What do you mean by that? Are you sure you're not joking with me now? What the heck is up with you texting me now anyway after so long?
I'm not at all joking with you. I just wanted to let you know that me, one of your best friends, is going to be getting married soon. I'm going to be marrying a wonderful man, and you should be jealous of that, right? That's why I want to have all my friends come and celebrate my big day, and I'll be giving you all the chance to do that with an amazing wedding.
Is that right? Well, that's great to hear, I guess. What else would you like me to say to you besides congratulations?
I'm sure you'd love to make up a welcome board for my wedding that we can place outside the venue, right?
What?
I'll let you make that up for me, however you'd like to, as long as it's really special. I know that you've always loved working on crafts and things like that, so I'll let you take the responsibility for that. Back when we were in high school, you did all sorts of paintings and things like that, right?
Wait, when you're talking about high school, that was over 10 years ago, Tracy. Asking me to get back into doing arts and crafts now would be difficult for me.
I'm not sure how something like a painting a simple board could become so difficult for you. But this is a request from one of your best friends, so you're not going to say no to me, right? I want you to do your very best with that welcome board and make it look spectacular.
Can you hold on for 1 minute, please? What is all of this about? What the heck are you going on about, Tracy? Why do you want me working on some welcome board for your wedding? Shouldn't you be asking the reception hall to prepare that for you instead of me? They'll know a whole lot more about that sort of thing compared to me and will most likely have better tools for making it. Having me work on that board for you, well, it just won't come out as good as you think.
Even if it's difficult for you, I'd like you to work on it. Now, can you stop fooling around with me when I'm trying to plan things for my wedding?
Well, I'm also a little bit concerned about how you call me your number one best friend. Did you forget about what all you did to me a long time ago? Tracy, if you'd like for this whole conversation to be taken more seriously, can you calm down a bit and get real with me?
Let's just forget about what all happened back then. There's no point in us being held down by the past when there's nothing we can do to change it. If you continue to waste your time thinking about what happened years ago, you'll find yourself living with no reason.
I have no idea what you're going on about now, though. Even if you have a good point, I don't want to be hearing that sort of advice from you. I can understand why you'd like for the two of us to just forget about what you did back then, but...
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the wedding.
I'm not going, Tracy.
Do you want to go out for drinks or something as well before my big day? It's been so long since we last talked to one another in person, after all.
I'm not going out to any place with you, Tracy. How many times are you going to make me say that before you understand? I'm not even sure what your plan is with talking to me after such a large amount of time has gone by. So please, just stop trying to ask me to come to your wedding and make whatever welcoming board you're asking for. Now, goodbye.
Dawn, are you really trying to get on my bad side?
Huh? What is up with you this time?
There's no way you'd actually be okay with making one of your best friends this upset on her wedding day.
Huh? So today's the day of your wedding then? I don't really care, but what do you think you'll be achieving by coming at me all upset like that?
I'm pissed off with you because you never even told me that you'd not be coming to my wedding. I'm no longer going to have the patience to forgive you after this. I'm cutting ties to you.
You are?
You making me this upset and being totally okay with it is enough for me. I even left you in charge of the welcome board for the wedding, yet you never showed up to give it to us to display.
What are you talking about? I don't even know anything about your wedding, like the time it's supposed to start, and even if I did, I wouldn't be making that board for you.
So you're telling me that from the start you'd been planning on canceling on me without ever telling me that? I cannot believe you'd be doing this to your best friend.
Oh my God. You seriously have zero clue what you're talking about right now, and it's making me laugh my butt off.
I'm talking about how you never told me that you wouldn't come to my wedding, but it's too late now since my wedding day is today. So I'm going to be cutting ties to you for good.
The fact that you're now this upset with me right now has me rolling on the ground.
What? You're being a total jerk laughing at me being this upset with you. I'm seriously pissed off with you right now, Dawn. I had entrusted you with one of the most important things at my wedding, and yet you canceled on me right before the wedding. Even if you're supposed to be my most best friend, I don't care. I'm going to be leaving you forever and will never forgive you ever again.
I'm sure this won't get to you, but from the start, I'd said I wasn't coming.
Huh?
Can you tell me again why you're getting so upset with me for no reason? Actually, I never even got a formal invitation from you to the wedding, so there's that. Where did you end up sending that invitation, if you actually did send it in the first place? I'm sorry, but that invitation never got to me, so you must have sent it to the wrong address. But of course, you had the wrong address because you don't even know where I'm living now.
What are you going on about? That's a load of crap. How did you never receive a physical invitation from me?
I'm just telling you the truth, Tracy. Did you actually try to invite me to your wedding after all that happened between us?
Of course I did. And why the hell would you say no to coming to my wedding?
That right there is a bit of a surprise to me and rather troubling. The fact that you wanted to actually invite me to your wedding of all things?
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
Way back when, in high school, you stole my boyfriend from me and continued to pick on me for the rest of our time at that school. And ever since we graduated from there 10 years ago, I had made sure to cut all ties with you so that I'd never have to see or hear from you again. That's why right now, hearing you tell me that you want to cut ties with me after not coming to your wedding today makes me laugh.
Huh? What do you mean you cut ties to me back then? Are we not really good friends with one another?
Oh, come on now, Tracy. You're actually going to make me pee myself laughing by calling us best friends.
So you really are stuck in the past that badly that you can't see me as your friend. Stop worrying so much about what happened back then, you emotional loser. I was able to forget about all of that only a few days after it happened. And as for your ex-boyfriend, him and I are no longer together, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. So why the hell are you still so upset with me?
I never said that I was upset with you still because of that event. That all has nothing really to do with me now, so I don't invest my time in thinking about it. And I think it's the right thing to do, not carrying those horrible memories around with me all the time. But what I do think about from time to time is how you ended up breaking things off with my ex after the two of you had gotten engaged. Things like that tend to spread around between friends, so eventually I have to hear about you. But what's wild is that after you had stolen my boyfriend from me way back then, you didn't want to make yourself look bad in front of everyone, so you started making lies about me being abusive towards him, and that you were only saving him from me. Rumors like that still float around to this day, and I have to hear them over and over whenever I run into someone from high school. Always things about you and I.
I never meant to make you look bad back then.
Well, it's fine, Tracy. All that stuff is in the past now, right? I really don't care about any of that stuff anymore. And I'm not going to dig any deeper into the rumors that spread looking for things about you that I can take advantage of. It's all been water under the bridge, and that's why I've never come looking for you to talk about anything.
But who cares about all that? What I'm upset about right now is how you canceled on my wedding on the day off.
And I told you that I didn't get an invitation. I had cut ties with you a long time ago, or at least I thought I did, and that's why I never chose to tell you my new address after I moved. So that invitation was never going to make it to me, right?
So you're telling me that I sent the invitation to your old house?
That's what it looks like to me. I bet it's sitting in the mailbox of that place right now, still unopened. And I think that because you only know my old address and nothing about where I currently live, it might even end up being sent back to you soon if the new owner of that house decides to give it back to the mailman. But let me be very honest here. Even if that invitation had gotten to me like you planned, I would have said no to coming because I don't have the want to be around you.
What? What do you mean?
You know what I mean, Tracy. I told you that I cut ties with you before. So no matter how hard you try to get me to come, I'm not going to. I'm sure you've noticed by now that a lot of your so-called other friends haven't shown up, right? After what you did to me in high school, you lost a lot of your friends because they were on my side and thinking that you were totally bonkers. So tell me, who from back then actually wants to celebrate you getting married now?
Hold on, Dawn, you actually think that? Are you and I not best friends?
How many freaking times do I have to tell you that we are not best friends? We're not even friends, Tracy. Hell, we're not even acquaintances. Ever since that day you chose to steal my boyfriend from me, you had used that as a reason to pick on me and spread rumors about how I was the one that was in the wrong. All of that really drove the message into me that you are anything but a friend to me. I know from word around town that you love to go around and have fun with all kinds of men after becoming an adult, but you still like to call that event your biggest accomplishment, right? All of those are reasons for why I do not want to be around a person like you anymore.
Well, I didn't know that I hurt you so much back then. Even after taking your boyfriend from you, I thought that you and I were still very good friends. Best friends. That's why I told you about how I was getting married and asked you to be one in charge of making the welcome board for my wedding.
Asking me to make that stupid board for you was like a massive joke to me because of how ridiculous you were being. That's why I took all you said to me as a joke and didn't bother to care.
Why would I tell you a thing and ask of you as a joke?
Oh? So then all of that wasn't just a joke, but you actually thinking that I would be coming to your wedding and wasting my time on something as stupid as that board? Which is scary because after all you'd done to me, you really thought it was okay to invite me? I never thought anyone that could steal their friend's boyfriend in the past and then make said friend look like the jerk would have the nerve in asking them to come to their wedding 10 years later. That's why I wasn't taking anything you said to me seriously. You really did a great job, Tracy. The nerves you have are incredible. Now, you have a great time at your wedding today. Although I don't expect many of your so-called friends to show up to it.
What the hell is wrong with you, Dawn? So you really don't plan on coming here today? This is the day of my wedding, Dawn.
I said that I'm not coming.
But canceling on me the day of my wedding is horrible of you.
So after talking with me for the past 30 minutes or so, you haven't been reading a single thing I've sent you? I never got a formal invitation from you in the mail, so I had no reason to come to your wedding today. So you can't call me a horrible person for canceling on you today when you never even gave me an invitation in the first place.
But to me, you've canceled on me. I really believed that you'd be coming today and made sure to get you a seat ready in the front row.
Why, though?
You're asking me why? Because you should have been coming to my wedding today.
Did you ever get anything about me RSVPing to your wedding at all? No, you didn't. And that's because I never got anything from you in the mail saying that I was invited. Why would you think that I was coming to your wedding when I didn't RSVP for it?
I wasn't thinking that much into you not responding because I just assumed you'd be coming either way.
Well, when it comes to things like weddings, people are usually coming only if they reply that they will to the invitation and RSVP. But if you don't get a reply from them or they say no, that means they are not coming. Right? That's how things like this have always worked, Tracy.
What? So that's what things like not replying into the invite normally mean? Even if they're my friend?
For crying out loud, Tracy. Then tell me what you thought was supposed to happen. How did you know whether people were going to be coming to your wedding or not and prepare seats for those that would be?
I just assumed that people I sent invitations out to would be coming for sure to my wedding. I never thought that people would want to say no to the invitation.
Geez, how self-centered of a jerk are you? At this point, I'm surprised you even found a man willing to marry you. You actually think that because it's your wedding that everyone you invite would just give up their plans and anything else they have going on in life to come? There's no way that's the case. If you didn't get a response from the people you invited, that means they are saying no to coming. No response equals them not coming.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. Nobody ever even told me something like that.
Nobody would, because that's something that everyone knows the moment they're born, practically. Another thing I highly doubt is that you even knew everyone's current address. So it's a mystery as to how many of those invitations actually made it to the people you planned on inviting.
I thought that me getting married and having this wedding would have made it the biggest event for everyone. I wanted everyone to come and see how happy I've become and that I got married before all of them.
Jesus frickin' Christ. You thought that your wedding would be the biggest event for everyone? You think that your marriage means something to everyone?
But even if it's not that big of a deal, I'm still getting married before you, so... That's at least proof to everyone that I'm still more important than you and that they should all come and see me happy.
I'm already married though, Tracy.
Huh?
I just never bothered to tell you about how I got married to my husband last year.
You have to be lying, right? I never knew about you getting married. You never even uploaded anything about you getting married to any of your social media accounts.
You're right. I didn't make any posts about getting married, but so what? I'm normally never posting anything and leave most of that stuff to my husband to do. And you're not even my friend, so I think I blocked you on everything after high school.
What are you talking about?
Let me just put it this way. My husband does most of the posting due to his job, and you are blocked from seeing anything of mine, so you wouldn't have known.
What job does he have?
Well, he's pretty well known all over the world, so he's pretty picky about what gets shared. But I don't care about any of that because he's given me a wonderful life with our marriage. He's been so considerate and wonderful that I've never had to worry about what happened between us back in high school.
Then why are you acting like this? Why can't you just come to my wedding right now for me? I'm supposed to be your best friend and you should be celebrating my happiness.
You're supposed to be my best friend. I don't think of you as anyone but a stranger, so there's no way I'm coming to your wedding. I told you again and again that I didn't get any invitations from you in the mail, so I wouldn't be coming in the first place. And even now, I don't want to come. But you still keep going on and on, thinking that I'm your friend and that I'm going to come. It's freaking annoying. I've had enough of you now, so can you just shut up and stay quiet?
I'm sorry, Dawn. I want to apologize to you for everything, so could you please find it in your heart somewhere to make it to my wedding? If you don't come to my wedding soon, then my wedding's going to be a complete mess, so please, come here.
No frickin' thank you.
Why though?
I have things of my own that I'm busy with. I already cut ties with you a long frickin' time ago, and I don't have the time to come out and see someone that I don't care to know about. Now, have fun at your crappy wedding. It'd be great if any of those friends you invited actually show up today. But that's if you even have any friends left to call your friends. After that, none of those so-called friends that Tracy thought she had ended up showing to her wedding, and that started to make her husband question things about her, and he called the wedding off. Tracy had originally planned to use her wedding as another way to pick on Dawn and make herself feel as though she was on top. But after everything that Dawn brought up turned out to be true, there was nobody around for Tracy to show off to. After Tracy had tried so hard to make this another chance for her to make Dawn feel bad, it turned out that this whole wedding was making Tracy feel terrible. Tracy tried in one last move to save her wedding to call those she invited, but soon learned that most of them had either blocked her or hated her enough to pick up the phone and tear into her. It seems that most of these people had moved out of town as well, so all those invitations Tracy relied so much on never even made it to her supposed guests. Soon after, Tracy's husband, although newlywed, found out about this part of Tracy's past, and immediately took a 180 and asked for a divorce. Had Tracy just thought about things a bit more, she might have been able to avoid all this by only inviting those that actually see her as their friends still, if those people are even out there anymore.
I'm so happy to hear that you're able to go on that trip to Hawaii on that date. The fact that we're all going to be able to go on this trip as a family is just wonderful, and I'm really looking forward to it. But Grant, is this really going to be okay? Doesn't Sandy just want this trip to be for the two of you instead of all of us? I'm sure that she does want it to be only us going. But I think she'll be able to understand why I want all of us going. Also, this time is a little different than most other trips, right? This time, I'm trying to bring Mom back out with us, and so the whole point is to spend family time with everyone. Sandy just mentioned that she wanted to come on this trip as well with everyone else. So that's why she's coming along. Her and I already went on one really expensive trip as well last year. So I doubt this will bother her any. Is that right? Well, as long as this is alright with you, then I feel alright about coming. I'm the one paying for the whole trip this time, so she really doesn't even get a say in the end on it. I heard about all of that from Mom already, and I feel bad. Can you at least let me pay for the flights or something like that? Well, I'd really like to pay for everything from start to finish this time around, okay? I'm asking you to please let me handle all the bills on this vacation, and for you and everyone else to just enjoy it. I suppose I'll have to then. I'd really love to at least put a little money into the trip, but I understand what you want. If you really don't want anyone else putting any money into this, then I'll have to respect that. Thank you, Grant. I'll really be looking forward to taking off on that trip soon.
All of you really need to get a hold of yourselves. What makes you think you could just butt into this vacation that was meant for the two of us? I can't even believe why you both think it's fine to even sit down for meals with us and order off our bill. Making my husband pay for everything like this is an all expenses paid kind of deal. Kent, is this the kind of behavior you think an older brother should have?
Excuse me? What are you going on about all of a sudden? Grant said that he was willing and wanting to pay for everything on this trip, so I'm only respecting his word on that. So can you tell me why something between him and his family has you all up in arms now?
I'm even more surprised about the fact that he even let the two of you on this trip in the first place with us. And when we went out for this first dinner, I thought at the very least you or your mom would be willing to pay for all our meals as a thank you for letting you come out to Hawaii with us. I really did think that one of you two, or the both of you, would be paying, and that's why I ordered all those expensive appetizers and drinks, but I was wrong. Why is Grant the only one that has to pay for everything?
It's not that he has to pay for any of us, actually. He told both myself and our mom that he wants to be the one to pay for everything. So we're letting him do as he asked. And what do you mean you ordered all those expensive dishes and drinks when you thought it'd be us paying? That's a little bit... well, it just doesn't sound very nice of you.
Why wouldn't I order all the most expensive things when I don't even have to pay? What's so wrong about that, Kent? And as for you two, that restaurant wasn't cheap. So you both did the same thing by coming along and even ordering anything there, all because my husband is a lawyer, right? You think you can use him as your wallet or something? Is this due to the two of you being absolutely moneyless and that's why you need to leech off my husband?
What are you talking about?
I even heard that Grant's having to pay for the plane tickets and the hotels. Am I right? Does that not seem messed up to you? Do you poor people plan to keep on living off my husband like parasites when we get back home as well?
Sandy, are you drunk or something? There can't be any other reason for you saying such rude things about all of us, right? Now, I think that it'd be best for you if you just calm down a little bit and come back to me when you've had a little time to think.
You think I could just calm calm down while something like this is going on with my husband's money? I know that both you and your mom are planning on using up even more of my husband's money even after this vacation, right? You actually think I'm just going to let the two of you poor losers live on Grant's income like that?
Huh? The only reason we're on this trip with you both right now is because Grant invited the two of us, so we accepted his invite. Yet, you're going to become this upset over something as simple as that?
An invitation, huh? I know that the two of you forced him to bring you guys along. And since Grant is the kindest man I know, he couldn't say no to you both forcing that idea on him. I know that in reality this trip was just meant to be for the two of us to enjoy more time together alone. Well, if you both think that you can keep on using up my husband's and my money, you're wrong.
Sandy, neither my mom nor I plan to use any more of your guys' money than Grant is allowing. And the reason for this current trip is that Grant wanted all of his family together while we enjoy the beautiful islands of Hawaii. So both my mom and I followed along in his plan and joined him on this very generous vacation. So I'd like for you to stop taking jabs at the two of us when we've done nothing wrong.
You both are using up our money to live like you're royalty here, you parasites.
You're taking things way too far here.
I'm only telling the truth, right? If I'd known that you and your mom would end up latching onto my husband like this and leeching off everything we've worked so hard for, I would have never married him. I had thought that I won the lottery by finding a man who loves me, who also turned out to be a lawyer and would bless me with a life full of money and wonders. I at least expected that we'd be able to save up a lot of money and go on a bunch of exotic vacations together. After all, right after marriage, he was forcing me to save up a bunch of his money instead of spending it all on the really nice brands I wanted. I thought that money would be going to something like a really huge surprise trip for me or something like that. But now I'm left wondering why he's brought both of his moneyless family members along with him, and it's starting to drive me nuts. I have no idea what's even going on here now.
My family has always been a group of pretty frugal people. So I don't think him asking you to save his money for the future was meant for any sort of surprise or something similar to that.
I don't care whether he's a bit frugal or not. I understand the truth now, and that's what I'm going to act on now.
What is this truth you're talking about?
He saved up all his money by both you and your mom so that you guys can leech off of it. You're both his heavy and unnecessary bags. So I'd like the two of you poor losers to leave us, and then after you've made it back home, to cut ties to us. All you both are is two piles of trash that are blocking our marriage from being so amazing.
I get that you're trying to paint both my mom and I as two terrible people by saying things such as that. But have you even taken a moment of your time to talk with Grant about all of this? How about instead of running your mouth around me, you go have a talk with him? I'm sure he'll give you a very good explanation on all of this.
I'll get an explanation from him after all this is over, but first I need the two of you to go home. It's pissing me off that two parasitic relatives of my husband are here right now on this Hawaii trip feeding off of all of our money. How about you guys stop forcing your brother to pay for you guys' vacations and make some money to pay for your own?
We'll head back home, but you're going to regret this, Sandy.
You think I'd actually do something as ridiculous as regret sending you both away for good? Please!
Well then, let's end it here. I don't have time to talk with you about all of this anymore. We'll get our own hotel for tonight, and then head back home tomorrow. My mom and I have had enough of your childish behavior.
Goodbye now! And then, make sure that neither of you ever come back into my husband's and my life ever again, okay?
I think we'll be meeting with Grant every now and again, but in your case, we'll never have to worry about seeing you. Now, have a wonderful rest of your trip.
Where are the two of you right now? Please don't tell me that you both left Hawaii already.
We are just about to take off. What do you want with us now, though?
Grant is furious with me right now. Did you end up saying something to him about last night?
Well, him figuring out about how the two of us are leaving probably pissed him off pretty badly. You ended up using a very selfish and childish reason for wanting the two of us gone. And then told us to both get out of Hawaii and never talk to either of you again, right?
I wasn't being selfish when I told you both that. I just had been worried about my husband's and my money is all. And since him and I still have a long future ahead of us, we have a good reason to be worried, right?
You have no idea what's been going on here.
Huh?
Did you know that the only reason your husband is a lawyer right now is not due to his own dedication? After failing again and again at those exams he was taking, my mom and I went to him and forced him to keep going, even though he wanted to give up. So the reason he wanted a trip like this where he's paying for the both of us is as a thanks for pushing him past his limits and to a point where he could pass those exams.
You're telling me it's because of you and your mom that he's a lawyer? How the hell could you guys help him afford to take so many exams? You still have to live with your mom because you both barely have enough money as it is.
You could say that it's easier for me to get my job from my mom's house. But there's also the fact that I worry about my mom living all alone at her age. So those are the two reasons I'm living with her still. It has nothing to do with money. My mom still has a lot of the money that my father left behind for her after he passed away. And I'm working a pretty well-paying job. I've already made plans to get married to the woman of my dreams here soon. And after that, I'll be having a new house built for all of us. I'm sure you had no idea about any of this, nor about the fact that I'm working for a very popular company, and in a high managerial position there.
Huh? Who is?
I told you that I am. I get that you're trying to put me down by calling me poor and moneyless, but you're not in the position to be calling someone like me poor.
But you're in your 30s now and are still living with your mom and not even married yet. I thought that you were just some moneyless loser living in your room all day.
And before you started to have such baseless and rude ideas like that, you should have talked to me first. And by this point, I'm sure that Grant has already explained all of this to you, right?
Now that you're mentioning it, I feel he did say something about this before. But I thought he was just going on about some crap that didn't really mean anything, so I just ignored him. So is this all for real? You aren't just some moneyless loser?
I have no idea why you think it's totally fine to look down on someone you barely even know and have the balls to make fun of your own family like you have. I could go on over 100 trips to Hawaii if I really wanted to, Sandy. But I never really cared to. Until Grant came to me one day with all the plans laid out for a trip he wanted to take with all of his family. And both my mom and I were happy to see him wanting to take this vacation. And that's why we agreed to go along with him.
I don't care about any of that. I just want to know why none of you guys ever told me that to begin with.
I'm sure that Grant spoke to you about all of this before the trip, Sandy. But he told me that as he talked to you about it, you just sat there staring at your smartphone like you always do, and ignored him. Is that right?
Huh?
Well, it doesn't matter now. It's just a waste of time continuing this conversation with you. We are all aware now that after this, the only thing you've ever really cared about regarding my brother is his money. And we understand that very well, Sandy. I'm sure he's even aware of that now, right?
What are you talking about? Why would I only be after his money? Are you trying to make fun of me or something now? I am not after any of Grant's money like you think I am. I was just concerned that you and your mom were after his money, and that's why I stepped in to stop you both.
Stepping in to stop his own family? Why would he need to stop us when we already have our own money? These reasons you're giving me right now aren't lining up too well, Sandy.
I did all of this for Grant's sake, for our future's sake. So why are you all attacking me over it now?
Sandy, what do you think about calming down just a tad bit? When you think about all of this with a level head, you can see that what you've done had nothing to do with Grant.
Why are you all not going to believe me? I made sure to think this all through before acting.
Alright. Go ahead and keep saying that about all of this then. But when it comes to anyone else looking at the situation, we'll all feel as though there was a different, far more selfish motive behind all you've done. You have been wanting to use up all of his money for yourself, and saw both my mom and I as being in the way of that. That's why you got rid of us, right? You hated the idea of him using his money, not even your money, to take us out for a treat to thank us, right? That right there is you acting selfishly about something that has nothing to do with you, right? If you really cared about Grant, you would have never said anything about what he was doing.
I'm sure you just see it all that way because you don't understand us. But both Grant and I have things going on of our own. And I bet he's going to understand why I did all of this when I explain it to him.
I'm sure that's going to be the case, but...
Huh? What the hell does that mean?
Grant went and had a look at the transaction history of that card he gave you to use.
Huh? Grant went and did that? Why would he do something like that? He shouldn't have had any reason to look at that until next month at the earliest.
He got a notification saying that the card had reached its spending limit. And so he had a look thinking it might have been stolen by someone. But he was mistaken. Because when he looked at everything, he realized you've been using the family card on all your spending. You've been going to all kinds of shopping malls and spending thousands and thousands on all your favorite brands. Buying so much that you went over your spending limit on that card. And just like that, we understood everything.
Are you telling me Grant was the one that saw all of that? You have to be lying, right? That's not good for me at all. Where is Grant at right now? I feel that he's left the hotel or something right now.
I can understand why he'd want to be on his own right now. Being alone in this world is a whole lot better than being with a parasite like you.
Are you calling me the parasite?
Are we talking about anyone else right now? You've been wanting all of his money for yourself, so you hate the idea of him spending it on anything that doesn't relate to you. And that's why you viewed my mom and I as being piles of trash in your guys' way, right? When you have a look at a situation like that, the only way we can describe you and your actions are that you're only caring about his money and nothing else.
No, I told you you're wrong about that. I didn't mean to do any of this for a reason like that. I mean, when I have things that I want when going on vacation, I buy them. What's so bad about that? Everyone does that, right? This was supposed to be a trip for the two of us anyway.
I'm going to be honest with you, that this trip was not meant for you. And what you're explaining to us now is not anything my mom and I care about. If Grant is okay with you spending all his money, then that's something you and him can agree on. But, as far as we could tell, you've gone way too far. Asking us not to use any more of his money and then sending us back home? All because you've been using his money up and even maxed out his family card? I think it's totally right for my brother to be upset with you now. Don't you? If you were really doing any of this for his sake, then you would have never spent that much money on things for only yourself.
Kent, how about we both settle down a bit and talk this all through?
My mom and I, and even Grant, are all calm right now. The only one that's having a bit of a panic attack right now is you, right?
Are things like the plans for this vacation at least going to still go as planned? I'm not sure where everyone has run off to, but how about we all meet up somewhere and enjoy our time here? We are all in Hawaii after all.
Right now, all of us are no longer in the mood to be on this vacation. And it looks as though Grant is already on his way out.
Huh?
It's all because of you that this whole family vacation that he had spent a long time planning has been ruined so quickly. But at least through all of his effort, we finally had a chance to learn what the real Sandy is like. I'm sure he's happy about that at least, right?
Huh, what does that mean? That doesn't sound like something good to me at all.
I think it's going to be very difficult for you two to continue as husband and wife after what's happened here. So, enjoy the rest of this trip by yourself, as it will most likely be your last time being here. The only one that was ever a parasite to Grant was you all along, Sandy.
And right after that, Grant sent a message to Sandy saying that he was going to get a divorce from her before going back home. He left her in Hawaii all by herself, and this move ruined her mental state for the rest of her time she was supposed to be enjoying there. And even after making it back home, Grant's mind had not changed about wanting to leave Sandy, and soon after he was able to get the divorce. As for that card that she ended up maxing out at $40,000, she was forced to have to pay for it, which of course she could not. She even tried running to Kent and his mom asking for their help in paying it off, but they just ignored her and left. As of right now, she's working hard to find herself a job, and hopefully she can do just that, as the sooner she finds a job, the sooner she can pay that card off without it getting more out of hand.
Hey, Marie, we need to have a little talk, okay? I've got an important question to ask you. Have you been spending more time at the in-laws' house lately? There's no way that I'm going to let you live with them and eat away at the inheritance, not by a long shot. You might be the younger of the couples, but remember, you've got no rights compared to us. Excuse me? What on earth are you even talking about, Ariana? I've got no such plans on living together with them. Even though our mother and father-in-law are doing well, I suppose they had to talk about the inheritance at some point. But don't you think that you're jumping to conclusions? Don't you think you're acting too quickly on this? Okay, well, I don't get why you're also becoming obsessed with what they're doing, huh? What's up with that? Because it's the time of year that we all spend time together as a family, Ariana. A lot of relatives come and go from their house, and it gets super busy. It's hard on my mother-in-law to do all of the things alone, so I help her out whenever I can. You know, just to lighten the load. You guys are also coming over here tomorrow, isn't that right? Oh, okay. I see what's going on here now. You're basically just being used as slaves, right? You know, this is why I don't like living so close by. There's no way that I'd live in such an inconvenient and rural town whilst also getting bullied by my in-laws. I would absolutely hate that kind of life. Well, to each their own. Everyone wants to have a different lifestyle. I feel very much indebted to my mother-in-law, so I'm more than happy to help her. Well, we'll be heading there tomorrow, and we're the guests in the house. I don't feel like I should be helping in any sort of way, so you need to treat us well. Okay. Well, I see your point. That's also true. It's really nothing new about you guys not helping out around the house, am I right? Up until now, even when we've all returned to our in-laws' house at the same time, you both don't do anything since you're married to the eldest son. Don't you think you should at least help your own mother-in-law just a little bit more? Your views are so backwards, and you shouldn't be getting away with this. You know, to thank her for letting you both stay at their house and taking care of all your needs. I'll be honest with you, just staying at the in-laws' house is super stressful, and it makes me so annoyed when I have to spend time there. Huh? What do you mean it's stressful? Probably because you're just watching us all run after you when you can do things yourself. Excuse me? All I do is my best to take care of things, and I don't want to help you out with anything, okay? I mean, I don't even cook, so how am I supposed to help you out? Wait, what did you just say? So, you don't usually cook anything at home? So what do you usually eat then if you don't cook? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We eat out a lot because my husband and I have the money to do that, so we don't need to bother cooking. Eating out as a couple just saves us so much time, and we don't waste time on thinking what to have and then making it. You do know that eating out every single day is not good for your physical health, Ariana. And what I'm saying to you right now is none of your business. I can do what I want with my husband. We have to go back to our in-laws' house. I wonder, will you be cooking again this time? You're not actually going to cook for all of us, are you? Well, I do intend to help out, especially with cooking, since there'll be a lot of people coming and going. I'll help prepare some of the food. Just perfect. I was hoping you wouldn't be. I don't like your cooking because you hardly spend a lot of money on decent food and it always stinks. Ew. Can you at least make something decent this time so that I don't have to go to the bathroom and throw up? Hey, everyone usually treats me well at their house, but, you're the only one who seems to complain a lot about what I do. If you're going to complain about the food I make, then why don't you cook your own food, huh? Since your standards are so high. Excuse me? Do you think I'm going to stand this sort of treatment from my ugly sister-in-law? Not a chance. I hope you don't act so disrespectful tomorrow, Marie. If you don't want to show me some respect, I'll tell my husband, and I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot out of him. Even if my own brother-in-law starts to tease me, his words don't really hurt me. He'll not damage the way I feel about myself. Oh, wow, acting so tough now, are you? What a joke. I think you should go and brush up on your cooking skills before I arrive tomorrow. You better serve some good food that is suited to our taste buds. I'll throw it on the floor if it's not. Okay, all right, I get it, Ariana. I'll do my best to serve some good and tasty food tomorrow. But you'll just have to wait and see what I prepare. Hello, my dear Marie. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. I just wanted to thank you so much for helping out with things all the time. I feel so bad sometimes because I should be able to get all the details sorted for these gatherings, but sometimes it just gets to be too much. No, Florence, it's my pleasure. I just want to help in any way that I can. You shouldn't be stressing yourself out when family comes over. I'm sorry for always treating you like you can't do anything. I just don't want you going to great lengths that you end up exhausting yourself. No, you're absolutely fine. Ever since you started coming over and eating here with us, it's turned into a much more lively atmosphere, and my husband is happier too. Aw, really? Well, I'm glad that you said that. I'm happy to come over and eat with you both and have a nice conversation. I'm truly grateful for your presence in this house. That's no joke, my dear. I wanted to ask, is it okay for me to ask you to help prepare for tomorrow? Yes, of course, that's no problem, Florence. I'll help in any way that I can. I don't live that far away, so please just call me whenever you need my help. Well then, may I ask you a favor? So, Oliver and his side of the family will be coming over here tomorrow, and it looks like you'll also be coming over as well. Yes, of course. Everyone has this time of year off, so everyone goes home to visit their families. That makes sense. Well, I honestly think it's just to maintain a connection. I don't know how much thought and feeling they've put into this trip. But is that really what it is, though, Florence? They're family, so of course they should be more than happy to visit. We really don't know. This is mostly about Ariana. She doesn't really help with things when she comes to visit, and it bugs me. I feel like she's going to cause you some trouble tomorrow. So I'm sorry, but I just wanted to apologize in advance for her terrible behavior. I seriously don't understand what her problem is. She should know better. Florence, her behavior is not something that you need to apologize for. Don't worry too much about it. It's just the usual thing that happens when she comes. But I do feel like when she comes over this time, things might be a little different. Oh, really? You think so? But what do you mean by different, Florence? Is she going to act better or worse than she already does? Oliver and Ariana's attitude up until now has been making my husband feel very uneasy. He seems interested in sorting things out. Oh, okay. Well, my father-in-law has always been so kind to me, so I hope that he won't change his attitude altogether. Yeah, I don't think he will. I'm afraid we've been criticizing them a bit too much, but I'm not really sure how to make things better. I don't think either you or my father-in-law have been criticizing anyone. I just hope that Oliver and Ariana don't behave so rudely like the other times they came over. I'll come by early tomorrow morning so that I can help you clean and prepare for all the meals. You know, Marie, you're such an amazing and hardworking person, and I'm really grateful to have such an awesome daughter-in-law. Thank you. Aw, well, that makes me really happy to hear that, Florence. You're so sweet to me, so I just want to return the favors in any way that I can. I just want to do what's best for my mother-in-law and our family as a whole. I'll do my best to help you out tomorrow. Are you seriously kidding me with this crap you're going to put in front of me, Marie? Do you really think I would eat this kind of food? I'm not eating some cheap meal made by a poor person like you. I'm not stooping down to your level. Ariana, don't you think you've gone far enough in treating me like this? What you just said was so cruel and disrespectful. I'm allowed to be since I'm married to the eldest son and we're back in his hometown for the holidays, all right? Since you're the wife on the younger brother, it's up to you to make a decent meal, but you can't even do that, can you? Can't you prepare some more elaborate dishes for us to eat, considering we've come all this way to be here? What is this, poor people's food? Do you think us being here is some sort of joke to you? Don't you think you should have been more prepared for your guests? Well, do you think it's really necessary to be so rude to me? Is the food really that bad? It seemed like enough of a treat to me, Ariana. Oh, Marie, you're such an idiot sometimes. Of course it's a treat for you, but not for us. It's because you've got a different standard of living compared to me. Excuse me? I don't think that's the issue at hand here. How about you just keep your mouth shut from now on? Can you at least do that much? This is not your house, and you don't get to say things like this, so just shut up, would you? Whoa, what the heck was all that about? What's your problem, Marie? Did I make you angry? You wouldn't even know how to express your anger. Do you really think that your in-laws' house is your house as well? You're delusional, Marie. Now, can we get back to reality? You're acting bossy just because you live a little bit closer to them than us, isn't it? It seems like you think of it as your home, but you're wrong. After all, you're just a poor youngest brother's wife who is a good-for-nothing idiot. You're below me, Marie. I don't really think of it as my home, Ariana, but it is my mother and father-in-law's house, so how about being a little bit more humble? Oh, shut up, Marie. You can't tell me how to act in this house. We came all this way for the holidays, so serve me up some decent food. You really don't think you're getting a bit too carried away with this nonsense, Ariana? And I don't want to be criticized by a woman who cooks cheap food. It's normal to have a good hearty meal during the break. Yeah, I think you're definitely getting a bit too carried away, so you better be a bit more careful about what you say. I can't handle this anymore. You need a bit of reflection time. Excuse me? What did you just say? Reflection time? Why do I have to do any reflecting on anything? I'm allowed to say what I say to you. You're the one who needs to reflect. Look at me. I'm the one being forced to eat really crappy food. I come here for the break, and this is what I get in return? Please, give me the eldest son and his family a serving of some turkey or something so that we feel more welcome at home. Hey, Marie, we need to have a little talk, okay? I've got an important question to ask you. Have you been spending more time at the in-laws' house? Huh? What on earth are you talking about? What do you mean the last time? Are you finally going to stop cooking poorly lately? There's no way that I'm going to let you live with them and eat away at the inheritance, not by a long shot. You might be the younger of the couples, but remember, you've got no rights compared to us. Excuse me? What on earth are you even talking about, Ariana? I've got no such plans on living together with them. Huh? I'm confused. Who is this? Why are you talking about Marie if this is her phone? Who is this? Answer me! That was our father-in-law, Oscar, who sent that message to you, Ariana. Those are his own words. What the heck? What is he doing with your phone? Why did he say those things to me for? I haven't done anything. It seems that he was keeping an eye on the interaction between you and me. I guess he suspected something was up. Why on earth was he looking at what I was saying to you? Have you not heard of a little thing called privacy, Marie? How come you're doing this? I'm in a separate room messaging you right now. Don't you know how much more awkward it's going to be when we're all in the same room? Well, how can I make this clear for you? This was your own doing, Ariana. They saw how you've been acting towards me. You're the one that's caused this. Oh my God, I'm really glad I got this all out in the open now. It seems that my father-in-law is sorting out the turkey. Aren't you glad that things are turning out the way they're supposed to, Ariana? Huh? Really? You wanted to drag the whole family into this and watch it all turn into chaos? Is that it? You wanted to stir drama from the beginning, didn't you? I guess I'm glad that I'd get what I wanted in the end with a little bit of pushing. My father-in-law's always been such a gentleman. You're such a goody two-shoes since you've always given in to extreme requests. You do it all the time, don't you? Maybe you should have been honest to our father-in-law from the beginning about our little disagreements and how much I disliked your cooking. Well, it sounds like our father-in-law is happy to comply with your request, Ariana. As I said earlier, though, this is the last time we're doing anything like this. Wait, what? I know you said that, but I still don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean the last time? Well, my father-in-law told me earlier about what you were going to do. We were told today that this would be your last day here, right? I think that what I said before was accurate to what's going to happen now, don't you think? No, what on earth are you saying, Marie? I don't understand how today is the last time for anything. This isn't the last day. Today is our first day here, don't you get that? We're still planning to stay here at the house tomorrow as well, so this is actually our first full day here. Well, yeah, about that. I don't think you have the privilege of staying here anymore. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? What are you talking about? Don't you understand what our plan is, you stupid idiot? Well, it sounds like our father-in-law and your husband are having a little discussion about the situation. Sounds like Oscar is asking you and your husband to leave. Wait, now just hold on a minute. What? He's seriously talking to Oliver about wanting us to leave? Is this a joke? Just wait, what are we supposed to do? After you eat the turkey that you so desperately wanted to eat, you can go to sleep here tonight, but first thing tomorrow morning, we want you out of here. Both my father and mother-in-law wanted me to say that they don't want to see either of your faces anymore. What on earth is going on around here? Did you sneak them some sort of poison so you can make them say these things? What did I ever do to them? I'm nice. It sounds like you've been exposed to the anger of my father-in-law, Ariana. They're done with your behavior, and this is the last time you're allowed here. This means that you won't be able to enter this house ever again. So much for wanting to get your hands on any inheritance. You've really done it this time, girl. Why is this happening to us? I've been nothing but kind and nice to them, and then you go and screw everything up for us? Why is Oscar so angry for anyway? Because you complain constantly about the food and that it looked cheap and for poor people. You made complete fun of it. You do realize that everything that was put on our table tonight was made by Florence, right? She told me that it had been a while since you came back here. So she worked almost the entire day yesterday to prepare all the food that you saw today. She made so many dishes so that you wouldn't complain. But of course, you being Ariana, I knew you would still complain, so you should feel like an idiot right now. Do you get how Florence is feeling right now? What on earth are you even talking about, Marie? I absolutely had no idea about any of that. I didn't know that she was the one that cooked. You didn't say anything about that to me. I thought it was you who was making all the food because you have almost every time we came here, and I knew it was basically going to be the same things. All I did was assist Florence, but she was really the one who did everything so that the family could have a nice sit-down meal together. You were the one who misunderstood the situation, all right? You just assumed things that weren't even true. Even if you tell her now, nothing's going to change in terms of you leaving. What do you mean by things won't change? It was just an honest mistake. I wasn't intending on offending her or anything. It's not my fault you're an easy target. See, this is the kind of crap they're sick of having in this family. Our mother and father-in-law are cutting ties with you, Ariana. What? They're cutting ties with me? They can't do that. I am married to their eldest son. They can't just throw me out of their house like trash. That's so uncalled for. Well, the good thing about it is that you no longer have to eat our poor and sticky food anymore. You should be happy about that. What the heck, Marie? What happens once they cut ties with me? Do you think they'll give up on contacting me? What about the inheritance? The inheritance? There's no way that you'll get anything from them after what you said and did. Don't you get what it means when people cut ties? It means that anything about the future will have nothing to do with you, and the relationship you have with them will be discontinued. I feel like that's the only normal thing to do after someone's treated their family so poorly. I guess this will give you time to think about what you've done. What I did? Are you kidding me? Are you seriously throwing me under the bus? This was just a big mistake, as I thought you were cooking today. I didn't mean to diss Florence on her cooking. Can't you just tell her how sorry I am and I'll make it up to her? Well, it's on you if you didn't know what was going on, since you never made the effort to help us out with anything at all. You just sat on the couch and assumed everything. What happens between all of you now has got nothing to do with me, so don't even think about dragging me down with you. How does my father-in-law not hate you for doing this to me? I don't understand. Do you even realize how rich this family is, Marie? What are you talking about? I don't have a clue what's happening with their money, and that's none of my business. I've got no interest in it. Huh? Are you insane? Are you just lying to save your own skin? Stop lying. How can you not be interested in getting their money? Because I'm not like that, and I'm not a gold digger like you, Ariana. I don't go out and try to rip off my own family members or suck up to them. My husband and I are more than satisfied with the lives that we've made for ourselves. It doesn't matter if his parents are rich or not. Look, I'm pregnant, so I'm wanting to take better care of them now so that they can play with their grandchildren in the future. I help out, and I think it's only natural to help out with the in-laws and to spend quality time with them. Money doesn't matter to me. Whoa, just hold up a minute, okay? Did you just say that you're pregnant? Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm going to have a baby. What of it, Ariana? That's also why Oscar said that your attitude towards me was too harsh. I guess he couldn't just put this issue to the side anymore. He's doing this to also protect me and my baby. What you were doing was horrible. There were so many things that I didn't know about. This is not fair to do this to me. Even though I made so many bombshell statements, this is still not my fault, all right? Look, I would love to stay and chat a bit longer, but Florence is calling me. Looks like the turkey's arrived. That's good. Please, Marie, I'm in a little bit of trouble here. You've got to help me out, okay? You're my sister-in-law, after all. You're supposed to help me. Didn't you just get kicked out? Why would I want to help someone who's done nothing but treat me badly? You deserve to be kicked out, Ariana. Can't you just leave quickly for your own sake? But you can't just do this to me. Stop being so cruel. This isn't fair on me. I don't deserve this. Your behavior earlier was much worse, and to be honest, I turned my back on you so you'd have no one to help you out. It was kind of funny to see you begging my father-in-law to not kick you out. You know, he's not in the mood for this crap. You probably also didn't notice this, but your own husband was acting cold towards you as well. But I don't understand why the family is doing this to me. Is this just really over how crappy I think your food is? Isn't this just a bit extreme? Even Oliver was acting the same way I was. He was agreeing with me. How come I'm the only one who's been kicked out? Why not him? Because he's our father-in-law's son. It's only natural for him to work through this together. Oliver also finally understands what kind of person you are. At least he's done some reflecting on his past actions and is going to rectify them. You didn't even think about doing that, did you? You don't think that it's horrible to cut someone off like this so quickly? Why are you all abandoning me so easily? We're wives of these men. We stick together, right? You can understand where I'm coming from, right? Look, it was all just a big misunderstanding. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. No, it's too late. You've already said enough, and I don't want to hear any more out of you. You've been treating me badly for years, and now it's time to cut you out. What we're doing here is no joke. I think you better try and find a way to the nearest bus station so you can go home. Look, I don't want to ever see your face around these parts ever again. You're no longer welcome in this house ever again. Also, don't even think about trying to bother my mother and father-in-law. They don't want you around either. I hope you think about what you've done. It seems like you're all on your own now, Ariana. You've got nowhere to come back to. Such a shame. I guess you won't need to eat homemade food again. After Ariana was kicked out of the house, she tried to desperately keep in contact with Marie, but she was ignored by her. She had no choice but to walk to the nearest bus station so she could get back to her house. She did manage to find the right bus and get home by herself, but after that, her husband decided that he wanted to divorce her immediately. Last affair that she had with another man, so it made her look even more guilty. Apparently, she was asked to pay alimony, and they both ended up divorcing each other. It seems like she married him to get his inheritance. In the end, it seems like she ended up losing money rather than gaining it. She now had nothing in her bank account and no place to live. She's now homeless, but when you look at it, it's her own fault. Marie gave birth to a healthy baby and has a good relationship with her in-laws. It seems like they're living a happy life, but Ariana's situation is completely different. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey, Sam, are you there? Please answer me when you see these messages. I'm really confused right now. I mean, the house is completely empty. What's going on? Where are you? Can you please get back to me soon?
What do you mean? Why do you need me to explain all of this to you when I left a letter there in the house for you to read?
Well, I know, I saw it and I read the letter, but still, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Well, I really don't know what all you want me to tell you. I mean, I wrote it all in plain English in that letter. This really shouldn't be all that difficult. Are you seriously going to make me restate all that I wrote in there for you? What was even the point of going out of my way to write that?
Well, what you wrote in the letter was that you didn't want to be married to me any longer. You said that you never, ever wanted to see me again as well. Is all of this really true? Please tell me that you're not serious about this.
Of course I'm serious. You said so yourself that the house was mostly empty. I even wrote you the damn letter. But here's the thing. You and I just don't work out well together. I mean, let's just face some of the facts, right? I come from an extremely wealthy and successful family. I just really don't see how you could ever think that you and I go well together. I mean, did you really think that you were good enough for me?
Are you saying that you really think that you're so much better than me? I can't believe what I'm reading.
Oh, come on. We both know this was true. Don't pretend like you're surprised to hear any of this. I've been wanting to do this for a while now. And it's just I was only now able to bring myself to do it. But now that it's all said and done, I'll make one thing clear. You and I are not getting married. Do you understand me?
But I had no idea that you wanted to do any of this. Did I do something to you? I'm sorry if I screwed up.
You don't have anything to apologize for. The thing is that it was always going to end up like this. But anyways, now that we understand each other, can you please never ever contact me again?
You mean you really don't think that there's anything that we can do to make this work at all? You want to be rid of me that badly?
Look, I've decided that I want to spend the rest of my life with another woman. Do you understand me? So, I don't need you in my life making a mess of things anymore.
I don't even know what to say to any of this. You're not the person that I thought you were at all, Sam. I can't believe that you're actually doing all of this the day before you and I were supposed to get married.
Well, I knew that I was running out of time, and so I had to make a decision fast. Besides, better to do this now while we're not married than wait until we are, right?
Is this funny to you? Is what you're doing to me some kind of joke or something like that? What even am I to you that you think that you can treat me like this? That you think you can talk to me this way?
I don't really care all that much about you at all, Hilda. I just want to be able to live my life the way that I see fit. Do you understand?
Be that as it may, don't you think there were nicer ways that you could have gone about this? Or maybe you just shouldn't have hidden all of these thoughts and emotions from me in the first place.
I wasn't hiding anything from you. I was always the way better person than you ever were, and I meant it when I said that this was always going to end this way. But don't worry. If you're upset because of the last-minute engagement cancellation, then I could pay you off. There's no need to throw a fit.
You really are just pathetic. Do you know that? I hope that this makes you happy at least.
Actually, the only pathetic one around here is you, Hilda. But don't worry about me. I am sure that I'll be just fine without you.
Bree, are you there? I really don't know what to even think right now, but I need to know the truth. Did you do it? Oh, hey, Hilda. I'm sorry, I'm not sure that I understand what you're talking about. Did I do what? Is everything okay? Look, if I'm wrong about this, then I am really, really sorry, but I just need to know if you're with Sam. Oh, yes, we're together. He was actually so happy when I said that I would go out with him, and now I've tried squeezing him for everything that he's worth, so I'll probably dump him soon. But do you know exactly what you're going to do from here on out? Well, I was only going to do what we talked about doing on the phone, Hilda. I mean, this was our plan, right? That's why we've done all that we have. I know that we planned this all out, but, well, I guess I'm just surprised at how well it actually worked. I mean, you got together with Sam, got him to shower you with gifts and money? Well, a girl has got to live, doesn't she? But you are still happy that we're doing this, aren't you? I mean, you know that Sam is going to get in trouble from here on out, right? You know, I really was thinking that he was going to wait until the day of the wedding. I was actually totally ready to expose him during a speech that I was going to give that day. Oh, shoot. Well, that would have been amazing to see. I'm really sorry that I took your chance to get back at him like that. That would have rocked. But I guess it all worked out because now I'm going to be able to squeeze him for even more money before everything comes crashing down on him. Yeah, I mean, as long as all of that happens, I suppose that's what really matters. But I guess this means that you probably need to leave town for a while. Do you have any idea when you're going to be coming back? Oh, I don't think I'll be going back to town anytime soon. But as soon as I know where I'm going to end up, I'll let you know and invite you over. Great. I really can't wait to see where it is that you end up. Just make sure to take care of yourself. I know that we've done a lot and have come this far, but who knows what a dog like Sam will do when he's backed into a corner. Oh, I am sure that things are going to be just fine. I think I know how to handle a guy like Sam. But good luck getting over all that's happened. I really mean that. I hope that you find someone really nice when you're ready to start dating again. Thank you so much, Bree. Yes, it may be a little soon right now, but I am ready to be with someone who actually wants to be with me. I guess that means that I'll hear from you when all of this is quieted down a little more then, right? I guess so. Good luck with everything, and I'll talk to you then, Hilda. Hey, Sam, I was just curious. Did you actually mean to send me an invitation to your wedding? This isn't a joke, right?
Hey there, Hilda. Of course it's not a joke. I would love for you to be at my wedding. You will actually show up there, won't you?
Don't you think that it's a bit early to be getting married given that we just broke off our engagement? I mean, we literally broke up only a month ago. How are you already getting married to someone else?
I don't know what you want me to say. I found the perfect woman for me. And I don't see what would be the point in waiting through a long engagement. So, after I proposed to my new fiancé, she said that she wanted to get married as possible. It wasn't easy, but we're all set up to get married next month. After all, I really want to see my loser ex-fiancé's face while I get married before she does.
Well, you know that you don't have to hide the fact that you're getting married to my friend Bree anymore.
I don't need you to tell me that. After all, her name is on the wedding invitation, isn't it? I bet you were so shocked when you realized who I was getting married to. But there's nothing you can do about it now. We're going to get married, and that's that.
Well, I guess I didn't know for sure, but I was able to put some of the clues together and piece it all.
Man, you sure are good at pretending as if I didn't just ruin your life. After all, Bree is your best friend in the whole wide world. I bet that you never thought in a million years that a friend as close as Bree would stab you in the back like this. You're probably so shocked, you don't even know what to even say.
That really isn't it at all, actually. If anything, I'm surprised that you would want to marry a woman who would betray her best friend so easily.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say. We all have crazy decisions to make on the path of true love. And so if your friend wants to betray you in the same way that I did, then if anything, that tells me that her and I are really meant to be together.
Well, I don't know if that's more sad or creepy or both, but that is not how a good relationship starts.
And just what do you know about good relationships, huh? You lost your fiancé and your best friend all in one fell swoop. You're just jealous and lonely. But I guess I can't blame you for it. After all, not only did you lose your fiancé and your best friend, but you lost them because they're actually getting married.
I know what being betrayed means, and I understand what it means in this context. Thank you, Sam.
Well, then I guess you know that you only have yourself to blame for all of this, right? If you wanted to stay with me, then you should have worked hard to make yourself seem like a good wife. I mean, you do know that Bree is the daughter of a CEO, right? Not only that, but she is just gorgeous as well. And on top of that, she always dressed so nice and makes herself look so pretty. She's basically the perfect catch from her family down to herself. And I've made her all mine.
Right. Well, I guess if you're so set on the message, then I'll go to your wedding.
Wait a second. You mean, even after all that I've said here, that you'll still want to go to my wedding? Are you being serious?
What do you mean? Are you surprised that I'd accept your invitation? I just want to be there to watch when everything comes crashing down on top of you and you're left with nothing.
What in the world are you talking about? You think that I'm going to come out the loser in this? You've already lost. It's all over. Don't you get that?
So you say. But I don't think that the final curtain is quite fallen yet. Either way, I think we'll both have an eventful day tomorrow.
You think that I don't know you're just trying to get me nervous before my wedding? Well, it's not going to work, you loser. Good morning, Hilda. Isn't it just a beautiful day outside? I bet that you're sure eating your words that you had for me yesterday.
I'm sorry, did you get up this early on your wedding day just to send me texts like this? Don't you have more important things to be doing, like, I don't know, getting ready for the wedding?
Don't you try and tell me what to do. I know exactly what I need to be doing. Thank you very much. And did you really think that I was just going to ignore you all day because I'm getting married?
I didn't expect you to, if I can be honest. I would have just thought that you'd have other things to do in the meantime.
Oh, don't you worry about the wedding. I had already had practice arranging for one. So planning the second one was a cinch. Can't wait to see you there.
It's kind of funny, isn't it? You're looking forward to getting married and I'm looking forward to your downfall. Which one is it going to be?
Okay, your jealousy is really getting out of control. Do you know that? Did you really think I was going to choose a pauper like you when I had a princess who wanted to marry me instead? Our wedding is going to cost $200,000. Did you know that? So you better not miss it.
I guess you still haven't seen the news then, have you? You really might want to check out what's going on.
What are you talking about? What news? Why would I want to waste my time watching something boring like that when I could be messing with you instead?
Well, it's just that you're the one that said you were having the $200,000 wedding, but I really don't think you know anything.
Okay, fine. I'll play along and check out the news. Wait a second. No, this can't be real. Please tell me that this was some kind of joke or something. This can't be.
Ah, I take it that you found the story that I was talking about then? So what do you think?
I just mean, it's going to rain today. I checked the weather just last night and it said it was going to be clear. But now the weather changed to be rainy. Oh man, this totally sucks. We were going to have the reception outdoors this afternoon.
You know what? Don't say that I didn't try to warn you. I guess we'll just see each other at the wedding.
Is that all you had for me? A little rain? Did you really think that I would ever let something like that slow me down? You're nothing but a sore loser, Hilda. Hey there, Hilda. Do you have any idea where Bree is right now? I mean, our wedding is going to be starting soon, and I thought she would be here by now. But I haven't even seen her parents around here. Do you have any idea what might be happening?
Yeah, I don't think that Bree is actually going to be showing up at your wedding today.
What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. It's literally Bree and I who are getting married. Of course she's going to show up. I don't know, maybe she's just driving here with her parents, and their car got stuck in some traffic somewhere.
But don't you think that you'd be able to reach her if she was just stuck in traffic with her parents? Actually, the thing is that the company that Bree's parents own actually filed for bankruptcy today. It was actually all over the news yesterday. It turns out that they were in a lot of corporate debt, and in the end, that was their undoing. You mean you still haven't heard the news?
But you mean, are you telling me that none of them are going to be at my wedding because the company went under?
That's right. I think they all fled in the night. Although I had heard from Bree that this was all just a matter of time before it happened. I guess that her parents have always been pretty reckless with money and investments, and this is the end product.
But then, does that mean that you knew this was coming this whole time?
Yeah, of course I knew. After all, Bree told me because we're best friends. But even if she hadn't told me, her dad's company was huge, and I'm sure that some news would have reached me either way.
No, this can't be right. This can't be happening. What is going to happen to me if I don't get married today?
That really isn't any of my business at all, but I just thought that you should know that's why you won't be seeing Bree today. But that's just fine for you, right? After all, it seemed like you were more interested in who her family was than who she is.
I won't get to see her today. But then what's going to happen to the wedding? This is really, really bad. What's going to happen to everything here?
Oh, well, the wedding is going on. Don't worry about that. I'll even MC the whole thing.
Don't be ridiculous. How will that work at all, huh? How are you supposed to have a wedding when the bride isn't even going to be here?
Oh, trust me, it'll be fun. After all your guests are here and waiting for the ceremony to begin. You should come on out.
I don't even know what to think. My head is spinning. This wasn't supposed to happen.
We don't have time for you to freak out. The wedding should have started a few minutes ago. Just how long are you going to keep your adoring fans waiting? You can hear them getting restless, can't you?
What? What did you do? What the heck is this? You call this a wedding? I want you to explain what is going on right now.
I'm pretty sure that I already spelled it all out for you in the speech that I just gave. Weren't you listening? I was changing the event from your wedding to your big reveal party. Now everyone is going to get to hear all about the wrong that you've done. But don't worry, we're just getting started. And it sounded like the crowd is really getting riled up. I mean, I think they especially liked the parts where I went into all that detail about just what kind of things that you've been getting up to in the past few weeks.
But how could you do this? Don't you know that I have family and relatives and friends here? Why are you doing this to me in front of all of them?
Oh, don't you worry. You still haven't seen anything yet. I just told you that we're only getting started. After all, I have all the proof about the affair that you've been having at your office.
Wait a second. You mean to tell me that you knew that I was doing that?
Of course I knew that you were doing that. What was the girl's name again? Jessica? You remember her, right? She was the girl that you tried to propose to with the ring that you gave me. And that wasn't even before we were broken up. I remember when I thought that I had lost your engagement ring. I felt so awful. I was crying for days and begged you to forgive me for what I'd done, but deep down I knew that I couldn't have lost it.
Wait, come on now. You're not actually going to tell everyone here about all of that, right? Don't you know the damage to my reputation you'll do by doing something like that?
Well, I don't even think that's the worst part. After all, it might have meant something if you stayed together with Jessica, but you didn't. Instead, you fled to go and link up with Bree the moment you thought that she had any interest in you. But she knew that you were going to be coming for her from a mile away.
I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. I mean, how do you know all of this? Just how much of my life do you actually know about? Jessica is old news. She already quit from the company, and she's long gone. I don't get how you knew about her.
Well, I know about her because she told me all about your affair herself.
That still doesn't make any sense. Why in the world would she say something like that to you? Why would she even know to go to you? I never told her that I was engaged.
You see, the thing is that Bree and Jessica were actually old classmates, and of course, I've known Bree since forever. So basically, Bree was able to tell Jessica about how she wasn't the only woman that you'd lied to and betrayed. But you're right, Jessica actually had no idea that you were engaged before she met me. She just assumed that you'd cheated on her, and that's why you left.
But, so what? What does any of that have to do with what you've done here today at what was supposed to be my wedding?
Well, after Jessica told me her story, Bree and I put our heads together to try and think about how we could put a stop to your horrible behavior.
I see. So then, you knew all along that Bree and I were seeing each other. And you even knew that I was going to end our engagement so that I could be with her? Is that right?
I mean, yeah, that's just about it, really. But then, of course, Bree was always going to have to flee with her parents, and so it was just a matter of revealing your other affairs to everyone. And since all your guests came all this way just to see you, and the bride isn't here, I figured that I'd entertain them another way.
Look, please, whatever you do, please don't tell anyone about my affair with Jessica in the office, okay? My parents had to pull a lot of strings to get me this gig. If this news gets out, then I could really lose my job and be in a lot of trouble. Do you understand?
Ah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. I was wondering when you were going to move from anger to bargaining. And I can see why you'd want to. After all, you have the lawsuits from the affairs to worry about, not to mention the cost of the wedding.
Wait, what do you mean the cost of the wedding? Why would I have to pay for the wedding?
Well, I just told you that Bree and her family are on the lam because they don't have any money anymore, right? In fact, they have more debt than they do assets, so someone is going to have to pay for this $200,000 wedding.
But no, I mean, I've already put tens of thousands of dollars down on this thing.
Well, I don't know what difference that might make, but the point is that at the end of the day, someone is going to get handed the bill. So the best thing you could do for yourself is to at least enjoy the wedding that you're going to be paying for.
But how am I supposed to enjoy an event that you've hijacked just to humiliate me? This isn't fun for me at all.
Well, I'm having a lot of fun. First, you lose the trust of everyone you know and love, and then you lose all your money as well.
I had no idea that you hated me this much. That you were this upset with me.
Of course I'm upset with you, but I really do owe Bree a big thanks for all that she did to help make this happen. Hey there, Bree. I just wanted to check if things had finally settled down for you.
Oh, hey, Hilda. Yeah, things have actually settled down a bit. Thank you for asking. We finally made it somewhere safe, and we're renting a really cheap apartment right now. We've managed to work out a deal with the debt collectors, so we're slowly paying them back while we live out here.
Oh, I see. Well, that sounds like it must have been a real mess for everyone involved.
Oh yes, it was quite a bit of stress before things finally settled down. But I hear that Sam is also in quite the debt himself, what with the affair and the wedding and all.
Actually, I never even bothered to sue him for having an affair on me while we were engaged. To be honest, it just seems too mean to do to someone who had already lost basically everything.
Oh, well, I guess that makes sense. Although if I were you, I probably wouldn't have stopped myself from kicking him while he was down.
Yeah, but ever since the day of the wedding, his whole family has basically wanted nothing to do with him. I hear that his parents even disinherited him. Not only that, but all his friends that showed up to his wedding also said that they wanted nothing more to do with him. It was a pretty show after I said all that I needed to. But I have to say that it was fun watching a man's life fall apart all around him. So I figured he'd already paid me more than his fair share at that point.
Well, as long as you feel good about the whole thing, I suppose that's all that really matters in the end. Oh, but actually, there is something that I wanted to tell you. Sam was the one who insisted on having such an expensive wedding. He said from the very start that he wanted to go all out. I think that he was assuming that my family would cover for everything when it was all said and done, but little did Sam know that we didn't have that kind of money.
Oh, I see. So that's why he told me that he's already sunk thousands of dollars into the wedding.
Yeah, but in the end, did you know that I barely even managed to get any money out of him? I think that he was faking about how rich he was this whole time.
Well, he was always a prideful guy, and I suppose if he really was rich, he might have dove headfirst into being with you just because of how much money he thought you had. But anyways, what's going to happen to you after all of this? Are you stuck with your parents until all that debt is paid off?
No, actually, I've started to talk to my ex-husband again. It sounds to me like he's really changed for the better, so I think that we're going to try and make it work again.
Oh, really? Wow. Well, that's pretty impressive. I don't think that I could do something like that personally.
Yeah, well, I guess we all have our ways that we operate, don't we?
I guess so. I mean, as long as it's something that you want to do, then that's really all that matters to me too. And if your man ends up being lousy to you, feel free to call me and we'll get to the bottom of it one way or another. After everything calmed down following the wedding, I started to move my things out of the apartment where Sam and I had lived together while we were dating and engaged. I took all my belongings and moved to a different building, while Sam was stuck back home. I heard that he lost his job after all the news about his affair with Jessica had come to light. I've also heard through the grapevine that he can't even find another office job now. Instead, he works as a day laborer, getting whatever work he can where he can find it. It's almost funny that both him and Bree's parents are now stuck in a tiny little apartment doing everything they can to pay back the debt of all their past mistakes and recklessness. I stopped getting updates about Sam after I moved away. It had been months since I heard anything about him at all until one day I found out that Sam had returned to the apartment where we used to live and was banging on the door demanding that I come outside. Of course, I wasn't even there to begin with. The police were called and Sam ended up being dragged away. It sounded to me like the stress of all that had happened to him since the wedding day had finally got to him. But if you ask me, he did all of this to himself and has gotten exactly what he deserves for all his lying and cheating. Bree and I still keep in touch, and she's coming to visit me soon, but things sound like they've been going well for her. She managed to move out of her parents' apartment, explaining to them that it was their debt and that she shouldn't be kept there just to pay it off. Now she lives with her ex-husband, who she remarried, and is working. She still sends money to her parents when she can, though. It sounds like things are still going well for Bree and her husband as well. I was worried at first when she told me that she was going to be remarrying him, but after talking to Bree some more, it really does sound like he's made a lot of changes for the better. Or perhaps her husband just knows better than to mess with someone like her now. I know that what we did might seem a bit duplicitous to some, but I knew that the only way to catch Sam would be to set out bait for him and let him hang himself. Besides, I already knew that he was cheating on me, so it was just a matter of collecting all the evidence that we needed to use against him. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
You slept all day today again, didn't you? You didn't help out at all around the house, right? Are you seriously gonna just do nothing all the time? Shouldn't you feel a little more responsibility as my wife to fulfill your duties? You really need to work a little harder. Stop being such a shitty wife.
You're really going too far. You don't understand still? I've been sick because of morning sickness. How can you be so mean to me?
You're just being spoiled right now. Morning sickness is something that you're using as an excuse. You realize that I had someone working in our office that was pregnant, right? She never seemed to complain at all. If anything, she was working harder than anyone else. She never brought up anything about morning sickness.
That's because every person is different when they're pregnant. Not everyone reacts the same way. I'm having the kind of pregnancy where my morning sickness is really bad. That's just how I am. I'm taking off my work because of my morning sickness too. It's not really anything that's new news to people. I want you to let me rest at home since that's why I'm taking off in the first place. Why doesn't someone who's more able-bodied right now take care of the household chores? Literally anyone who's not pregnant. I've been taking care of everything normally, so yeah. You guys can pick up the slack for just a little bit.
Oh, come on, that's the attitude you're gonna be giving me right now? My parents are letting you stay at their house because they want to be kind to you or something. How about you start showing your appreciation towards them for once? You need to be better.
I didn't even really want to live with them to begin with, so I don't know what you're talking about. You decided all on your own, Jason. I never agreed to any of this. The only reason I trusted you to move in with your parents was because you promised me that we would eventually move out to our own house. Are you seriously trying to move at all, or are you just full of it? I need to know now.
If you have time to think about crap like that, how about you do something for a change around the house? How about trying to cook something every once in a while for everyone, huh? You really need to stop just hanging around and resting all the time. You're literally just being a leech right now.
It's not like I'm being lazy right now. I'm literally sick. How many times do I have to explain this to you?
You better do the right thing and work hard starting tomorrow as our personal driver for the vacation.
Wait, what? What are you talking about, driver? I'm going to be driving?
Well, yeah, no shit. I want to drink from around lunch, so I'm gonna need you to drive. If you don't drive, we don't need you at all, you know? You're just coming along as a driver. Consider yourself lucky.
You realize that I might get really sick along the way. I really can't predict or put a pin on when I'm going to feel really bad out of the blue. Honestly, I really wanted to just cancel the trip outright, but I don't know. What do you think about just not going at all?
What? You can't cancel it all now. You being serious right now? This is like the only time that you're really able to be of use to anyone at all. You're normally so useless. How about you start thinking about those around you and being a productive, useful wife for once?
Wait, seriously? Are you not messing with me right now? No, tell me the truth. Be honest with me here. Just to make things crystal clear, you want to take your pregnant wife, who is suffering from a severe case of morning sickness, to go to some family vacation against her will and use her as some kind of personal servant for you and your family?
You really need to stop complaining about your morning sickness already. I'm not gonna spoil you. You better take care of everything at the hotel.
Are you shitting with me, you moron? You must be mistaking your wife to be some kind of slave for you. Is that what's going on? You didn't know that your wife wasn't your slave? If that's the case, you need to go really take a really cold shower to wake yourself up from the delusion you're believing in.
You're really taking this all too far, Kayla. Look, let's just be real here. You have no right to say no here. You're going. You better work hard, wifey. Are we clear?
Yeah, no. Not gonna fly today, Chief. You're not going to cancel the vacation for me either, just to be clear?
If you're canceling on us, how the hell are we gonna be driving to our vacation spot? Someone's gotta drive us. You literally promised that you were gonna drive for us. Did you seriously already forget that you said you'd drive? You really need to make sure you're in tip-top shape so that you can drive for us.
If I could figure out how to just feel better and be in tip-top shape, I wouldn't be having such a hard time. Are you aware that the child that is in my belly right now is literally your own child as well?
You need to come home already. You better really rethink your priorities before you come home, too.
Miss Kayla, what the hell are you doing? Care to explain what's going on here? I heard that you don't want to go on the family vacation with us or something. You really need to stop spewing such nonsense, young lady. Well, you're really going hard on me, aren't you? You kind of surprised me with how intent all of you are on going on this trip. You haven't been doing anything as a housewife recently. You've just been in bed all day like a little sloth. How about you actually show your worth by driving us when we're going on vacation, huh? You need to pick up the slack, lady. Do you understand? Are we clear? I'll be honest with you, it kind of depends on how I'm feeling at the time, but apparently I'm going to be going on the vacation, so I'll go while resting frequently to make sure that the baby is okay and everything. Can't believe that you'd say such a thing to your own mother-in-law. I just don't believe what I'm hearing. You really have some nerve saying that, don't you? Didn't your parents teach you any manners? How does Jason put up with you, really? You must really have to be so incredibly patient dealing with some spoiled lady like yourself. I'm honestly fed up, to be honest with you, and I don't know if I can do this anymore. You and I both. I don't know if I can keep this up. I thought you finally got pregnant and you'd be of any worth to this family, but then you started doing nothing. You think that just because you're pregnant you don't have to do anything? That you can just get away with anything and do whatever you like? Well, let me tell you that when I became pregnant, no one allowed that to happen. I'm sorry that you lived in such an inconvenient day and age, but that has nothing to do with my morning sickness at all. You're really just a terrible person, aren't you? You're impossible to get along with. You keep this shit up, I'm going to be chasing you out of the house. You will not be staying here with us. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I'd prefer that, actually. I wasn't really into living with his parents anyway. I wanted to live somewhere else. But Jason was intent on living with his mommy and daddy. So that's why this has all developed into whatever is going on here right now. We're here thanks to your lovely son, Jason. If you really want to chase me out of the house, please talk to Jason about it and figure it out with him. You're such a bitchy wife. Why do you have to be so thorny when you talk to other people? Whatever, you're only going to be able to act so tough and strong now. You'll see. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Nothing, it's just something on this end. You better make sure you show up tomorrow and drive correctly. I'm going to be expecting you to cook breakfast for me, too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I won't be able to cook you guys breakfast. I don't think I'll be able to wake up at all. You guys will just have to figure it out on your own, please. I'm begging you.
Hey, where the hell are you? I can't find you. We're gonna go out and sightsee one last time before we go home. Get ready.
Your whole family is serious, the most rotten group of people I've ever seen. I'm being dead serious right now.
What are you talking about, Kayla? You need to stop. They're literally your family, too. You can't be like that. Stop talking like that.
I don't want to consider any of them my family. I don't want to be a part of that. I keep saying that I feel terrible because of my morning sickness, and I've repeated myself several times, but no one's listened. Even yesterday, they wouldn't let me drive on the highway. They said it was too expensive. They made me drive on the side road.
Well, they're literally spitting the truth. Highways are really expensive. You have to save money as much as you can. You can't just be spending money willy-nilly.
There were no rest stops, and I really felt like I was dying. I was like a zombie driving. And even after we got to the hotel, you kept trying to make me do a bunch of random crap. You wanted to just keep commanding me around like I was some kind of slave. It was all really grating, and you all sounded like little toddlers who couldn't take care of themselves.
Why are you saying stuff like that? Come on, cheer up. We just used you to your fullest extent as our personal housewife, right? You should be honored that we would even do that for you. Aren't you happy that you were able to stay at the hotel with us? Come on, cheer up!
No, it's not just okay. I'm not happy. This is literally why I wanted to cancel. I knew I would feel terrible and then all of this would happen the way it did. I didn't even want to go on this vacation at all. I wanted to stay at home and rest. You just wanted me to go to use me as your personal slave, right? I know that's all you wanted me there for.
So what? You need to stop your bitching and moaning already. How about we wrap up this sob parade and start counting our own blessings, huh? If you don't come to our family vacation, who's gonna be taking care of us during our vacation? Someone's gotta look after us. You need to stop being spoiled just because you're suffering from morning sickness. Get the hell in the car!
I'm seriously feeling the worst I've ever felt in my life.
Mom and everyone else are waiting for you.
Waiting for me, huh? They're all in the lobby then?
Yeah, exactly. Hurry up. Come on, let's go. We're all gonna go driving and go sightseeing before we go home today.
You can all just wait there then for an eternity. Just rot. Your whole family can disappear.
What? What are you talking about?
Later, you world-renowned piece of shit.
Hey, what the hell is going on? Explain yourself. Where the hell did you go? You just disappeared. I've already checked out and we want to hurry up and go out to sightsee and whatnot. We're all waiting for you. We're getting really tired of waiting around for you. Where are you? Are you just sitting around doing nothing somewhere again? Where are you doing nothing now?
I'm already on my way home. I'm not there.
What? What do you mean?
Well, I'm driving home on the highway. You know, that one thing that you said I wasn't allowed to use because you're such a stingy person? I'm actually just hanging out at the little rest stop between the house and that stupid hotel.
What, are you saying that you left us behind? You didn't do that, did you? There's no way that you just left us here. You really think you can get away with doing that? You're gonna pay for this, you understand? Kayla, stop messing around already! Turn the hell around and come back here!
That's exactly what I wanted to tell your whole family. Stop messing around.
What?
I was seriously just at the end of my patience and so pissed off. So I just took out my revenge on your whole shitty family. I'm going to be driving straight back to my parents' house using our car now.
What are you talking about going back to your parents' house? What are you gonna go back to your parents' house for?
I already have the divorce papers placed out on the desk back at home.
What are you talking about, Kayla? You're not making any sense at all. Just hurry up and get back here already. You're taking too long. Are you seriously not here at the hotel anymore? You've already left?
I told you I'm not there anymore. I've left. I'm sure you and yours were all expecting me to drive you to your destination and just catch a ride back with me, but I'm not there anymore, so you guys just figure out how to get home on your own, please. I'm not going to help.
What? My family and I are at a loss for words. What the hell, Kayla? Why would you do such a thing to us? How could you do that?
What do you mean, why? Or how could I? The car is under my name. I bought it with my money, and I own it outright. It's mine. If I want to go home, I'm going to go home. I'm the driver, and it's literally my car. It's all me. The only reason I took the car is because it literally belongs to me, and I'm taking all of my belongings. You were joking about drinking from the middle of the day before, but let's be real with each other. You don't even have a driver's license because you're too stupid to go get a license.
I mean, that's true, but right now that has nothing to do with anything. Do you understand? This is all unimportant right now. You need to get your ass back here right now. You can't just say, oh, sorry, I left. I need you to be back here right now to help us. I can't just accept that you're gone like that. I still need to have you drive.
I mean, we're going to get a divorce, so I don't need to take care of your stupid family at all. Just so you know, I'm planning on making sure that not a single one of you ever sees my child. I mean that.
What? What the hell are you talking about, Kayla? You realize that is my child as well. You can't just do that to me.
Okay, so it's your child as well. So what? You have literally zero interest in me, your wife, who is actually pregnant with your child. You think that the child is just going to grow up and become an adult even if you just leave it alone? That you don't need to be a parent? You have no awareness that you're going to become a parent, and I really don't have any intention or motivation to be raising a child with you at all. I also have proof of your affair that you're having, so I'm going to be suing you for all the damages. You better be ready.
Wait, hang on! What are you talking about? You need to calm way down.
No. You're the one that needs to calm down.
Proof of my affair? I don't even know the hell you're talking about, Kayla. You don't have any proof of that. I know you're full of it.
Actually, as far as the proof of your affair, I sent your mom all of the photos of you with your partner, having fun. I'm sure they're going to be able to tell for sure who's doing what where now, right? No arguing? You're just a piece of shit husband that cheated on his wife while his wife was pregnant with his only child. Go to hell.
You don't have to taunt me that badly. What the hell, Kayla? What do you have against me? Besides, how did you even find out about the affair at all? I didn't even think you knew about it at all. Not that I'm here admitting about it or anything. Like, how did you think that you figured everything out?
I don't care if you admit or don't admit anything. I already said earlier, I've got proof of you and your stupid affair. I don't care as long as you pay your dues and damages for your affair.
Damages? Are you serious about getting a divorce too? I thought you were just messing around with me. I don't think I've ever given you permission to go and try to divorce me like that.
Why the hell do I need your permission to divorce you? You were cheating on me, so it's plenty of reason for me to get a divorce with you. There's no reason I need to hide. Also, I'm pretty sure I know that you were intending on getting a divorce with me too. I'm not an idiot, Jason.
What? What are you talking about, Kayla?
You were talking to your mom last night. I overheard what the two of you were saying. You were going to make your mom raise a child after it was born and not let me raise my own child. You were going to chase me out of your house and make sure that I never saw the child, right? Was that your plan? And that she wanted you to make sure that I didn't divorce you until the baby was born, right? That was your plan?
What? You were listening to me? How much did you hear? No, wait, hang on. You completely misunderstood what was being talked about. Mom said that she wanted to raise her kid, so I just couldn't,
It's not just your kid, you freaking idiot. It's our child. In fact, I'm the one that's over here suffering with morning sickness. I'm the one that's carrying this child everywhere. Do you understand me? Me. You know that, and yet you're saying this kind of dumb shit. Are you serious right now? You're just gonna have me crap out the baby and then chase me out of the house, right? Hooray?
That's not what I meant, but come on, Kayla, don't be like that. I was gonna talk about it a little, Of course I wouldn't just chase you off like that.
Talk about what exactly, Jason? What were we having a discussion about?
Oh, what were you gonna do from here on out, after the baby was born?
All right, then, it's set. You must be super happy, ecstatic even, that you're going to be able to divorce me. How about you just keep making more kids with your affair partner, you piece of shit? Goodbye.
You don't have to be that mean or rude, do you? Mom is just excited to have a child. She wants to raise the baby, you know what I mean? We finally got a child, so why don't we stay married, For the baby and for each other.
I have no intention of letting you do anything for the baby at all. It's my child and only my child. If you want any rights at all, I'm going to make sure that you'll be paying all child support. But I will be sure to make it so that you are only allowed to visit the child once in a while. That's it. You're going to live with the child? Raise the child? Are you serious? You've completely lost your damn mind. You better just keep daydreaming, asshole. I won't stop you.
I'm sorry, you're seriously gonna make this a terrible situation if you do this to me. I apologize for the affair, but I want you to have the baby. Please, I'm begging you.
I said I would have the baby. Of course I'm going to have the baby. But this child isn't going to have a single thing to do with you or your rotten family.
It's my child too, though. Come on, don't be like this, Kayla. I want to raise it with you. Let's both raise a child together. I don't want to get a divorce.
You were literally planning on divorcing me after I gave birth to the child. What are you talking about, you dumbass? Alrighty, well, I'll let you know when we're going to be settling everything after the divorce. We'll hash out the details when I'm ready. Alright, so that's all I've got to say. Goodbye, Mr. Failure. I hope to never see or hear from you again.
Wait, hang on!
What, you have something else you'd like to say to me?
About me and my family. We don't have any way to get around right now. How the hell are we supposed to try to brainstorm to get around?
Are you seriously asking me? I don't know and I don't care.
There aren't really any buses around here or anything. I don't even think there are taxis.
Why are you asking me, Jason? Please explain that to me. There are literally 3 grown adults there. How about you guys use whatever brain cells you have to figure it out? Oh, actually, I have a suggestion. You and your shitty family can all just walk home. Okay, that's it. Don't ever think that I'm ever going to do a single thing for you and any of you ever again. I'm never going to be that person anymore. You guys can all live life however the hell you want. Apparently, later on, that whole family had no way home at all. They were trying to figure it out, but they couldn't. They managed to try to find a bus that would drive them closer to where they could take other forms of public transport to make it home. It ended up taking them over half a day to get home. They also tried to figure out how to talk to Kayla again to try to complain to her about the whole ordeal, but she just told them that they could talk to her lawyer because she was going to be getting a divorce, and that was the end of that. Jason heard from the divorce lawyer, and he had to talk to him. His company also apparently caught wind that he was having an affair, and his life was pretty much over as he knew it. He was being sued for damages, and everyone around him figured out that he was having an affair as well. No one would talk to Jason at all, and eventually, he was all alone. Even his family that was doing everything they could to do their absolute worst to Kayla were also shunned completely. Their family apparently all completely split up and lost each other to everything. A few months later, Kayla gave birth to her child successfully and she was happy with her child. Jason, on the other hand, has no plans to ever be able to see his child in the near future. If you think about what he did to her and his child, you can't really expect anything else. Kayla just swore that her and her child would never cross paths with that terrible family ever again.